Hi, my name is Jonas and this is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records, mainly used records of psych, prog and jazz of sorts. Today I want to talk about my Vertigo Swirl collection. There are some really heavy hitters in here, and I wanted to do a countdown of my most valuable ones from 15 to the number one pick. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, that helps a lot. If you give this a thumbs up, YouTube will be able to push this a lot easier. And I also have a Ko-Fi page for more content like this, so I leave a link down below. If you go there, you decide the content that I show and the records that I talk about. So yeah, but first, cue music. Now I have a very small Vertigo Swirl collection. I mean, there are big collectors out there that has first UK pressings of all the released ones. I mean, and I would love that. As a collector, that is an awesome label to collect. Now, not everything is good on that label, but everything is super pricey. And these 15 that I'm going to show you is definitely not my top list of the best Vertigo Swirl records, but I thought that I'd do the most valuable ones according to Discogs to just spice it up a bit and talk a little bit about the music. So the Vertigo label was launched, I think, in November 1969, and the first record was actually the Colosseum Valentine Suite or Suite or whatever how you pronounce it. The label was launched by its father, the Philips label, and the Swirl sort of label that we all love and try to collect as much as we can lived until 1973, I think. After that, the Spaceship label, that is equally iconic but still not as sought after, I think, lived on through the 70s. The first UK pressings is obviously the most sought after, and I think also the most pricey ones. And I might be mistaken here, but I have never stumbled upon different sort of Vertigo Swirl record that isn't the UK one that has the original inner sleeve with the sort of the swirl inner sleeve. But we'll get to how that looks in a minute. So let's start off the video, shall we? So I'm going to start the video off by just showing you my three favorite Spaceship records when it comes to both the music and the sort of the collectability, I guess, of it. On third place is this one. This is Gentle Giant in a Glass House. This is from 73 or something like that. On the Spaceship label, but the cool thing with this is that it has this sort of die-cut cover with a plastic film or window on it that is a part of the cover artwork, and you don't see this intact in good shape every day. So if you're looking for this one, which is one of Gentle Giant's best records, I urge you to find one in really good shape of the window. On second place, and I won't show you the entire thing, you can just Google it or go to Discogs or whatever to see it, but this is like a poster of sorts. And I'm talking about this. This is Ramesses with Space Hymns, a 1971 release of the band that later, after this, became 10cc. This is a really good record and highly recommended for the music. But this edition, as I said, is a sort of 8-panel piece that folds out into one big poster. It's lovely. I mean, this is the front cover, but the entire piece is just insanely good. And from my collection, my favorite Spaceship record, both for music and also actually for the collectability and the value of it, is this one. I love Iron Car's music. Iron Car and Nucleus is probably at least some of my favorite jazz music that came from England. And Labyrinth is no exception. It's a fantastic jazz sort of rock record with a killer lineup. Tony Levin, Kenny Wheeler, Brian Smith, you have Gordon Beck, the list goes on and on. everyone wanted to be in nucleus, I guess, back in the 60s, 70s, 1973. So this is my favorite spaceship label that I have in my collection. Okay, so let's kick things off. This is the 15th most valuable record in my Vertigo Swirl collection. And you all know Discogs. I went for the medium value, but some of these are in great shape, which probably would make them go up a notch on the list. And some of them are in trashed shape, which would bring them down a bit. But let's just go for the medium value, just to have something to go for. And on 15th place, again, Nucleus. This is Iron Corrigan, Electric Rock. This is England's Bitches Brew. I don't know what to say. Bitches Brew meets Mahavishnu Orchestra and yeah, British jazz. This is a fantastic 10 out of 10 record in my opinion. You have Ian Carr obviously on trumpet, Carl Jenkins, Brian Smith, Chris Spedding on guitar, does a fantastic job, and he was only like 17 years old or something like that when it was released. So yeah, and the median on this is like 70 euro, something like that. But again, it has sold also, if it's in great shape, it has sold for 250 euro, something like that. And this is in, I mean, pretty good shape. This die cut cover doesn't come in this shape every day. And obviously the swirl. The next one is a banger, really. So good one for number 14th of most valuable records in my swirl collection. This is Lie Back and Enjoy It by Juicy Lucy. This is a UK first press and comes in at about 80 euro on medium, but 200 at the most. Also one of those fold out covers, and as you can see, it also includes the original swirl inner sleeve that it came with back in the day, and there's the label there. A heavy blues rock record, if anything, and well worth checking out. On number 13 of most valuable swirl records, no surprise here, this is Black Sabbath's first record, but not on a UK press, but a German press. So no original inner sleeve like the UK had, but we still have the Vertigo Swirl. And I notice now, because I got this long time ago, that I haven't cleaned this, and it's still in a paper sleeve. So shit, I'm going to have to give that a spin in the old cleaner. Again, staying in a German press territory, this is number 12 maybe, and also one of the reasons that I'm doing this video, because I got this weekend. This is Jade Warrior, self-titled record, their first one. It has 2 members of Jade Warrior were in July, and we all know my July find by now. I just keep on talking about it all day, every week, every month, but still has the big swirl. This is progressive, definitely, with a splash of psych, which is maybe a little bit more unusual when it comes to the early swirls, which maybe were more a blues rock sort of progressive outfit and not that psychedelic. But what do I know? Super cool to add to the collection. And number 12. So when it comes to the music, number 11 should maybe be number 3 or 4, something like that, in my opinion, because this is one of the best records on the label. I love this record, and I got it 12 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. And back then, this was not super expensive, but it has definitely gone up in price. I'm talking about Gracious. And I would love to have a UK first press of this, obviously. But this is actually a French first press. So without any fancy gatefolds or anything like that, unfortunately. But this is today about 90-100 euro medium, and has sold for about 200 maybe, something like that. Maybe not super hard to find the French press because it's so different from the UK, but music, one of the best on the label. If you don't know this, check it out. Okay, so absolutely not the best shape. I wish I had it in better shape, and I also wish that I had a UK first press. But again, this is German territory. And coming in at number 10. This is Dr. Strangely Strange, Heavy Petting. Their second one, I think, and last maybe. They went from Island to Vertigo. And the German has the big swirl also. Music-wise, this is fantastic. Very psychedelic folk, maybe a little bit of acid folk. And it has one of the best songs on the label, Sign on My Mind. And this, I won't take this out because I'm so afraid of ruining it even more than it's already ruined. But it's a fold out with a gateway, and there's holes here for the heads, and it's something. Let's just say that. It would all be awesome to have a better copy, but yeah, 100, 110 maybe in medium, and it has gone for 400 euros. But this is in this condition. I think should be lower on the list, but nevertheless, number 10. Number 9. I mean, they knew their shit when it came to jazz rock, didn't they? And unfortunately, I just have this by this band. I wish I had them both, but this is Caterpillar. Actually, a US press of this. I think it's the only US press that I have which has the Vertigo Swirl logo. Yeah, music-wise, yeah, maybe a good place for it to be as well. Number 9. This is about 100 in euro in medium and 200 in highest sold. I think that this is definitely not as rare as some of the other ones that I've already shown. But on Discogs today, this was number 9. And it's hard to argue about this next one still. We keep on going back to Germany. I can't afford the UK first pressings, it seems. But I got this for a couple of years ago. 4 years ago, according to Discogs, my Discogs log. This is Still Life. Also great. It's not the best Vertigo record out there. It's very organ heavy, if I remember it correctly. But it has one of the coolest covers, in my opinion. Gatefold. Yeah, I don't think there's more to say about this. Very cool, but not the best one. And at number 8, medium value 130 euro, and the highest it's sold for is about 400. Enriqueta. Okay, so the next one is Killer. This is also one of my favorite records. I think that with the ones that I've shown up to this date, I think that Gracious and this is the best ones music-wise. So at number 7 is Crescida. I think that is how you pronounce it. This is actually a Dutch press, but it still has the big swirl logo, so I included it here. There we go. This is progressive, really proggy, like, yeah, I don't know what to compare it to really. Check it out if you're interested. Definitely one of the best ones on the label. Okay, so the next one is also in a way the reason why I'm doing this, because I got this also this weekend, and I was in sort of a Vertigo state of mind, so that spurred me to do this video, doing the top list. But I got this for an incredibly good price, 20 euro. But it's in really bad shape, at least the cover. So this is, I think, Freedom's 4th record on Vertigo. This is Freedom Through the Years. There's the gatefold there, and as you can see, it's sort of a, it's not only ringware, but it's sort of has matted the cover. I gave the record a good clean, and it plays pretty good actually. So for 20 euro, I'm pretty happy with this find, because it's not a cheap record. The medium price is 180 euro, and the best it's been sold for is 300 on Discogs today. Now, music-wise, this is awesome. Maybe a little bit progressive blues rock, somewhere along that line. And I haven't heard the other Freedom records, so I have nothing to compare it to when it comes to the other stuff in the catalog. But hopefully one day I'll have more of theirs. definitely going to seek for them because Freedom was awesome. Okay, so moving in at top 5 most valuable Vertigo Swirl records. I've shown this so many times it's almost embarrassing now, and most of you, I think, by me saying that, knows what I'm going to show you. But for you other people that came through Google or whatever, this is Belladonna by Iron Car. And I actually filed this under Nucleus because almost the entire lineup is Nucleus people. I think he had somewhat of a hiatus during this time period and decided to do a record which just ended up being like a Nucleus record. But he still managed to keep it as a solo record, so Iron Car it was. It's, I mean, one of my favorite records of all time. So I have a hard time sort of grading it. I think of all my Swirl records, this is the one. This is the top music wise. So at number 5, Iron Car Belladonna. You have this at 200 at medium and 400 at 430 at the most it's been sold for. So it's kind of hard to get nowadays. I got it for a steal back in the day. Very happy with that. Awesome. If you want to check one jazz rock record out of this pile, it's the one. Okay, the next one, number 4, is a pretty new acquired record. I got it a few weeks ago now. Played it to death. I love it. One of the best on the label. I say that a lot, I guess, but it really is. This is Affinity, self-titled record with Linda Hoyle on vocals. A classic in the genre, a classic on the label, and well deserved of all the praisings of this. This is the German first press from 1970, so no first UK press. But I'm super happy with this, and it's quite valuable. It goes for about 200 as medium and 300 as the most has been sold on Discogs today. So coming in at number 4 of most valuable Vertigo Swirl records in my collection. The next one is, I've heard people say that this is one of the more harder records to find on the label, but I've seen it for sale and not super duper mega pricey if you compare to a lot of other Vertigo records. Anyhow, at number 3 of most valuable records is Thomas F. Brown, Wednesday's Child. This is the UK first press with original inner sleeve and fantastic shape on the record. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of a tear here and there, so not a top dollar sort of thing if I was ever going to sell it. It's a singer-songwriter record, maybe with a little bit of prog or pop, I don't know. It has some really good tracks, but most of them are just so. And I found this for, I mean, the steal of a lifetime, or a deal of a lifetime. I found this for €8. I think I paid €8 for this. Or maybe €18, but along that line. So medium price of this is €250, and it has sold for €600. So yeah, a pretty pricey Swirl, to say the least. But to me, when it comes to the music, it's probably one of my least favorite ones in this pile. But number 3. So that was number 3. Coming in at number 2. This is a pretty new one for me. I bought a big collection and this was in it, so I played it maybe 3 times or something like that. And it's going to get more plays before I file it because it's so damn awesome. And this is maybe the surprise of the pile, because of all the swirls, this has got so much shit, and I can't really understand it because I think it's fantastic, but maybe I had low expectations when I went into it. So coming up at number 2 is the John Dummer Band featuring Nick Pickett's Blue. And this is a hard one to find in good condition because the cover here is often trashed. This is very flimsy, and this is intact, even if one of the flaps here are a little bit bent, but it's still intact. Good, shiny, glossy, sort of red, as you can see, die cut cover. Whoa. Comes with the swirl label and also the original UK first inner sleeve. So obviously I was super lucky to have this in that collection that I bought. Medium price is 220 euro, and the highest this has sold for is about 600. So a little bit pricey, but in my opinion, with all the shit that it has got, it's better than a couple of the records that I have showed, and definitely when you take like Vertigo as a whole, this is an awesome blues rock, a little bit of psych maybe record. Highly recommended. And last but definitely not least, I've had this for 3-4 years now, I think. It's from 1972, and it's a German swirl, but this was only released in Germany in 1972. In 1974 or 5, I think they released a French press, but no UK or US or something like that. It's a rare one, and one that gets a lot of spins here. This is the only agitation-free record that I have. A lot of people talks about their second one, which is, in their opinion, better. I have no idea. I've been waiting to get that sort of vinyl experience before even sampling it, because I know that it's going to be killer. Malesh. And there's the swirl there. So no swirl inner sleeve or something like that. This is... it's spacey. It's psychedelic, it's Eastern, it's fantastic. And the medium price on this is 460 euro, and the highest this has gone for is 700. So a pricey one. And that's it. That's my most valuable Vertigo Swirl records with the spaceship bonuses. I hope you dug the records that I showed you. I hope you got some tips of new music to check out. And if you have any sort of questions, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. So thank you so much for watching the entire video. You are a true hero. And if you want more of these videos, I have 12 years of content somewhere around here. So just push the sort of the video button and you get all the juicy stuff. Have a great day.